Joining me now, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Senator, the lies, the stonewalling, the misrepresentation of Trump, sheer incompetence, and now the leaked Milley chats. Is there anyone trustworthy among Biden's military or diplomatic leadership, his cabinet at this point?
You know, it really makes you wonder if anybody in this administration, Laura, is willing or able to tell the truth. And that's a dangerous spot to be in as the United States of America and as the people of this country. I mean, listen, what Blinken was saying today just isn't true. He knows that that's not true. This administration materially altered the conditions of withdrawal, and they are the ones who are responsible. Joe Biden is responsible for the withdrawal that resulted in 13 service members dead, that resulted in hundreds of American civilians left behind. And until there is some accountability here, I'm not going to rubber stamp these nominees. I'm not going to let them just sail through the Senate. There needs to be accountability for the humiliation that this country has suffered at the hands of Joe Biden. And can I just say this too, Laura? For Joe Biden to call this humiliation an extraordinary success, as he did, to say that the death of these Marines and service members, that these civilians left behind to the enemy, that's a success. That's not a success, it's a disgrace.
Well, it's more than Blinken refusing to take responsibility here. It's putting America's national security in jeopardy for everything this says to the rest of the world, most notably what it says to our Chinese adversaries. And to that point, Senator, the Washington Post's Josh Rogan got some additional context about Milley's actions from a senior Trump national security official. And that official said that Milley was making these phone calls with China at a time when the U.S. government was in the middle of very complicated discussions with and actions against the PRC. For him to take this sort of action without any interagency coordination is astonishing. The official goes on to say the risk is that Milley could have caused the Chinese to miscalculate and take some sort of diplomatic, economic, or military action with far-ranging consequences because he was giving the wrong signal, having no understanding of the context in which he was making the call. General, that does open eyes, does it not? No, that does. I mean, How does Milley not, at this point, be forced to resign and then be brought up on charges but before a military tribunal, at the very least?
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, what he is doing here, if these reports are accurate, Laura, what he has done, General Milley, is go outside the chain of command. He's broken the chain of command. He has threatened the constitutional principle of civilian control of the military. He doesn't have the right. He doesn't have the authority to contact our opponents in Beijing and tell them that he will inform them about any action we might take before we take it. I mean, I can't believe I'm reading this. I hope these reports are inaccurate, but he does need to resign. He needs to resign, and if he won't resign, he needs to be fired. I mean, he has broken the trust of the American people.
The Republicans hold the key to funding any increases in the U.S. military budget, correct? I mean, if the Republicans say we're not doing this,
that's right.
That military budget's not being increased. They're not getting their new weapon systems or any of the things that the generals always say they need. So it's incumbent upon the GOP, and you're stepping up, to say, whoa, 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 whoa. This military has got to be reformed, and then move on to the diplomatic corps with Blinken's embarrassment.
You know, I think what we're seeing here, these reports that we're seeing, Laura, I can't underscore enough how dangerous this is, how dangerous it is for a general, especially the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, to take into his own hands the conduct of American foreign policy, to undermine elected representatives, including, most importantly, the President of the United States, the elected president. I mean, this is dangerous, dangerous territory that we're in. And we're going to have to get to the bottom of it. There needs to be a full congressional inquiry. And I'm sorry to say, but it is vital now that General Milley, he needs to resign. If he doesn't resign, he needs to be fired. This is dangerous territory that we're in, and there's got to be accountability.
Senator, great to see you tonight. Thank you. And with this vaccine mandate